Today is a very good day, because yesterday we got a new trailer for the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Or, as the trailer now reveals, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Would you believe that? We finally have a name, and what a name it is, because at first I thought, Tears of the Kingdom, well, they're probably going to be crying a lot. But this word is, well, a homograph, so it means two things. It means tear as but it also means tear, like, well, tearing something apart. And the cool thing is that this actually ties perfectly into what we've seen so far. The kingdom is being teared apart as you see all the floating platforms up in the sky, and in this trailer we also get to see just a tiny glimpse more of how Hyrule looks this time around. I might be very stupid for not seeing that the name had two meanings at first, but when I found out, my mind just went poof. So they said that the title would spoil or reveal a lot of the game, and that's why they didn't reveal it sooner. And I must say, I'm still as clueless as ever. I mean, sure, we can see the floating platforms, but they've already shown that, so I don't really know what it's spoiling. But it just opens that many more possibilities when a name means multiple things and they both actually make sense in this scenario. Because, you know, Hyrule is absolutely destroyed, it's teared apart, but the people still there, Zelda, Link. I imagine they have a lot of tears in them after everything that's happened, so yeah. But the name drop wasn't the only thing here. We also have a full trailer to look at, and I'm not gonna go in full detail, but it starts off with this mystical creature, Hylia maybe? Something that's being worshipped, it seems. And then we see this big battlefield with bokoblins, moblins, and this humanoid species with swords, and you can see some civilians also there lying down, and it just doesn't look good, does it? It looks very ancient. It looks like it happened tens of thousands of years ago, because as we know, like, we already saw what the battle looked like 10,000 years ago in Breath of the Wild, and that just looked very different than this one. This looks like it could go even further back. But enough about that, because then we see Link opening the doors and it's very bright outside. So he starts running, and he jumps off a cliff. And then he does that, you know, flying animation that we've seen in a previous trailer. I think it came out last year. I can't believe it's already been a year. It feels like almost yesterday. We get to see a bit more of that time thing. Like, he jumps on a cliff and it goes up. It just looks absolutely crazy. This game looks like it's going really new places, and I saw a lot of people were a bit worried that, oh, this is just going to be, you know, Breath of the Wild 2, and no, I think this is going to be a very different adventure, maybe not as open world as we might hope. It just looks absolutely bonkers, and it's so weird that the wait for this game has been longer than the wait for Breath of the Wild itself from the previous game. We're craving for some new Legend of Zelda, and we see that climbing animation of one of the floating rocks. And then, as we're just getting right into it, it ends just as quickly as it started, because then we get those Sonai runes, and we got the name drop, which was really huge for a lot of us, because calling it Breath of the Wild 2 is just, I'm so past that. That is the last time you're gonna hear me say that. But they were not done yet, because we also got a release date, the 12th of May. I don't think that they will delay the game anymore now that we have actually a concrete release date. Like, they seem very certain that it's gonna be here, and they already delayed it once. So yeah, 8 months, and then we can play this game. 8 months is still a long time, don't get me wrong, but just knowing that we have this game to look forward to just brightens up my day, and I just can't wait. Can't wait to play this game. And that is it, light at the end of the tunnel. Tears or Tears of the Kingdom, now 5 years after Breath of the Wild. A thing I forgot to mention is that the Master Sword also, like, has this same corruption, the Sonai stuff halfway through, and I think that's how the Master Sword is going to look in the game, because in the previous trailer we saw that the Master Sword was just completely battered. It really didn't look good, and that's probably how they fix it. It's just going to look really badass, and I can't wait to swing it at bokoblins and whatever new enemies this game has to offer. If you like this video, why don't you jump off a floating island, land on Big Man from Splatoon 3, and go all the way down to the surface where you can see a subscribe button and click that. And don't forget to check out our website, nintendolife.com, for all sorts of Nintendo related content. Stay safe, play some Breath of the Wild in the wait for Tears of the Kingdom. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.